Hello everyone, I hope your season's going well with Go Battle League. I'm bringing to you a team here that's a little bit on the spicy side, but I thought I'd have a bit of fun with it anyway. We've got Roserade in the lead with Bullet Seed, Weatherball and Grassknot. We've got Wobuffet, which is rapidly becoming one of my favourites, with Counter, Return and Mirror Coat. And in the back we've got Pidgeot, Gust, Aerial Ace and Bravebird. Pidgeot's not it's not the best flyer in the league. Skarmory and Altaria still probably do the same job better, but with Gust out there, Gust's a really strong move, and if you're starting to run into a few too many fairies, this is what you need for it. I've been bringing it out into the Remix Cup as well, just to get it basically taking the place of Altaria, simply because the number of Charmer leads I've run into. It does the same job, has the same counters broadly, but isn't quite so vulnerable to fairy. And both Altaria and Mandibuzz both suffer a lot when they face Charmers. So with that in mind, let's hop into matches and see how these play out. This is Open Great League. We're playing about 2300, 2400 rating. I've dropped a bit in the 30 seconds cup, and I've been yo-yoing a bit since. But that's because I'm mucking around. So that's the way it goes. So first up, we have a Deoxys lead. Now this is quite a good one for us. Oh, a bit of lag there, but we do resist counters, which is always good. And we can hit them with the Grassknot, which actually does quite a lot of damage. There you go, more than half the health there. We do have to shield here because of just how squishy Roserade is, but that's okay. And a Psycho Boost, so that was a good shield there. They go for a switch to Vigoroth, and we go for Wobuffet. This is a nasty one for them because obviously we resist their counters. We might as well resist those body slams because look how much it didn't do. There we go. So we're going to sit here and counter them down and just eat up all the charge moves they want to throw at us. We're just going straight into return. There's very little point using Mirror Coat because it's quite a bad move. But obviously if you sort of take resisting their normal damage but not psychic, that's when you want to use it. Especially if you've got something like a Bastiodon that double resists normal damage. There you go, big chunk off the Vigoroth. I think we can counter them down from here. Yeah. So still down a shield that we used with the Roserade, but we took the Vigoroth and equal shields, and we have an energy lead. Comes Obstagoon. So this is an interesting one, because obviously we resist their counter damage, and we hit them for neutral, but they are going to be hitting us for super effective with the Night Slashers. So we're just going to let that land. No, we're not. We're going to shield it. There we go. Because we're double super effective on our counters, so we might as well get some damage in. Their Deoxys comes in, so act with Pidgeot. Now this is where they are probably going to drop a Rock Slide on me, or maybe Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt, yikes. Okay, so Thunderbolt takes a big chunk of our health down, but as you can see we managed to use Gust to farm them all the way down. And we're just going to throw a Bravebird here. They'll take us out on this one, and they're certain to shield, but there we go. Still, got the shield, that's good. Now, we're in quite a good strong position actually. We'll bring the Wobuffet back in for round 2. They pretty much have to throw at this point. Is this going to take us out? It is, yes. And in comes Roserade with an energy lead, and hopefully this Grassknot will be enough. It is. Good game, thank you, well played. Next up, Roserade into Machamp. So this is good for us because obviously we resist fighting damage. They immediately go to Deoxys, so we get this favourite of head-to-head. Deoxys versus Wobuffet. The Wobba goes Wobba, and this is a very slow slapfest of a fight, and basically the only way you lose is if you give up a shield first. Sometimes this is worth giving the shield just because that wins you the switch advantage, but you want to do it late enough that they can't do the same thing and spend a shield to regain it. That's one of the joys of Wobuffet. It does actually win quite hard if you go to shield deficit. It's got a good win rate in 0 shields, obviously. But the trick there is obviously to make sure you've got plenty of energy and shield their last charge move, not their first one. And that way they might not have a chance to get to another one before you can finish them off. So that's maybe what we're going to do here. But actually it doesn't matter because Machamp is vulnerable to both of our back row. So okay, so they've got to the move again. And Thunderbolt, which takes us out. But that's okay. We're going for a farm down with Roserade, and hopefully we're going to get that last bit of energy. Yes, we are. Okay, so we're now absolutely loaded on energy. They're not going to bring that Machamp out, I don't think. No, it's Beedrill. Ooh, That's bad news. Beedrill does not like fire damage, and so we're just going to throw weather balls at it. This is one of the reasons I like Roserade, actually. The fire damage on a grass type is actually quite threatening to a lot of the meta. You know, Azumarils, Galarian Stunfisks, all the steels don't like it, all the waters don't like it, and there's a lot of those in the meta. Obviously, you have a problem with flyers, you have a problem with genuine fire types. Obviously, fire type you can do very little against whilst it eats you alive, but those aren't actually too prevalent. And as you can see, we've got another weather ball here. Such a spammy move. Goodbye Beedrill. In comes Machamp to finish us off and farm us, but now Pidgeot's going to come in and just a couple of gusts. There we go, look at those chunking that Machamp down. Right, what have we got next? Oh, okay, yeah, bit of slow load here, but that's where it goes. Okay. So, Roserade into Altaria. Bad news lead for us. Obviously, there's not a lot we can do against a dragon flying with a grass type. So we go immediately to our safe swap Wobuffet. Out comes a Stunfisk, which is actually an interesting one, because this is probably the best matchup we've got for Stunfisk. It's perhaps a bit crazy to have, two things that can't really handle it, but still. Wobuffet can eat all its moves and doesn't have to spin the shields, where Roserade would have to. I suppose it would be threatening with the weather balls, and they want to keep it away from that. So we're just going to kind of take a bit of a guess that this might be an Altaria double steel team. So we do actually want to try and get the Pidgeot facing off against the Altaria. That's a fairly neutral matchup. We've got Gust, they've got Dragon Breath. They both do the same sort of DPE and do the same damage. There are 4 damage per turn, 3 energy per turn move, just slightly slower on the Gust. So we have to shield this Earthquake, because that way we get the alignment. Might not need to, I wasn't quite sure, but anyway, this means we can certainly face the Altaria with the Pidgeot. And get a return in, just for a bit of free damage. There we go. Still not very much though, is it? Return is one of the big nuke moves, on anything else it does a huge amount of damage, but on Wobuffet, that attack stat is just ridiculously low. But we do get a mirror coating, so bit of shit damage. That's where Pidgeot comes in, you see. And out comes the Swampert. So I didn't. It wasn't stealing back, but we definitely wanted to get the alignment there. We forced him to switch, and we forced him to switch to a grass, or something very vulnerable to grass. Shield the Sludge Wave and go for a farm down. And bit of a blunder there. Hopefully this won't take us out. No, it won't. Okay, so goodbye Swampert. Now we've made a slight mistake in that they've got shields left and energy loaded, but we have made them throw the energy, so that's okay. They've got 2 shields left, we've got none, but Pidgeot's got Gust, so actually I think we can probably take a Sky Attack here and farm them all the way down with just Gust. Ooh, seems the answer is no. That's a lot of Sky Attacks. I must have miscounted their energy. So it goes, that was close though. I think there was only 1 or 2 Gusts away from going down. And if they hadn't managed to take out the Roserade, perhaps I'd have gone the other way. So it goes. Roserade into Crawdaunt. Okay, it's an unusual one. I haven't seen one of those in ever actually. I tried using one a couple of times and didn't find it work very well. Anyway, we're going to shield what's throwing, which is probably Night Slash. Yes, so the Snarl, Night Slash, and probably got that Hydro, not Hydro Pump, Crab Hammer. That was it. Yes. So Wobuffet against Toxicroak here. Again, Wobuffet's going to come in and just not shield anything, and because Toxicroak is double vulnerable to Psychic, we are actually just going to mirror coat it. The hilarious part is, despite being double super effective, it still only does about 60% damage. So, actually, this is only just about enough to take it out if it lands. This is ridiculous, But still, it was enough. So, they're going to farm us down with the Snarls, perhaps not realising we're hitting them with counter damage, and in comes Return. If they're anticipating Mirror Coat, they might not shield. Okay, that's good. In comes Scarm. It's a bit of a tough place to be, because obviously Scarm's gaining the energy lead on us. Roserade can come in, it's got some energy, we can throw fireballs at the Scarm. Ooh, Probably should have shielded that. Okay, so we switched because they didn't shield, because Pidgeot has got quite a good high damage fast move. So all we have to do is kind of survive and take this out with just fast move damage. Proper shield here, Gust will be enough to take down Skarmory. And there we go. That was what we were hoping to do last match, but obviously didn't quite manage it. And so, Roserade into Mew. Mew is such a nuisance. They obviously didn't have a move that was a problem for Roserade, but Jirachi is a problem. I do have their Celebi in the back actually. Triple Mythic will be quite cool. Anyway, so we're going for Psychic versus Psychic. Doomsday does a lot of damage, but not to Wobuffet. Obviously they resist everything we can throw, but we are also going to throw returns at them either way. As they resist both, you might as well use the one that does a bit more DPE. Okay, take a chunk off. Not very much, as you can see. So, just going to do the same again. We do resist their confusions. Their Doom Desires don't actually hurt all that much, so we're just going to go with it. There we go. And they bring out Mew again, and we're just going to throw another return and try and take Mew out. Bonk. Ooh, nice big chunk. So, this would be a good place to get a Roserade in, and hope they anticipate a weather ball that isn't going to hurt too much. No such luck. As you can see from the moves on the left, Weather Ball does 60 damage, Grass Knot does 90, and Grass Knot gets stabs. So, you know, for three bullet seeds you get 60 damage. For 4 bullet seeds you get 110 or so. So it's very much a more threatening move. It's almost double the damage. Right, I'm going to let Roserade go down because it's time to bring in the Pidgeot. Hopefully they'll not realise that this is double resisting the Mew's Shadow Claws. And we're going to shield this because we're anticipating Wild Charge. It's Grass Knot. Okay, well we would have resisted that, but you never know with Mew, and you just can't risk it a lot of the time. That's one of the reasons it's so annoying to go up against. Okay, out comes Medicham. This is not good for them. Good timing though on the switch to catch the move. I don't think it's going to help them in the end, but still. Aerial Ace gets a chunk off the Jirachi, but we still get a Gust through to get a bit more energy in. And now this is where we hope that move is not enough to take us out. Ice Punch does just about. No! We've got just enough HP left to get to the Brave Bird. Oh my goodness me. Goodbye, Medicham. That was close. We'll take it. It's a triple Psychic team though. That was quite a brave choice. Okay, Roserade into Sableye. A neutralist matchup. Sableye's obviously got that monstrous Shadow Claw damage and Energy Clock up. We're slightly ahead on the energy, and as I mentioned, Grass Knot does almost double the damage, so we're going to throw straight into a Grass Knot and hope they don't want to shield. They probably are going to though, because Sableye is a little bit on the squishy side. In hindsight, perhaps I shouldn't have done that. But so it goes, you can't always guess that. Go to another Grass Knot. If nothing else, we'll get another shield here. Yep. Okay, so 2 shields down. We're going to let them take us out. And if they've got some energy loaded, that'll be a nuisance. But Pidgeot does have a shield, so we're going to shield now. And it's return. Which is a good call, because return is obviously quite an expensive move. In comes the Skarm. We get some energy onto our Pidgeot to get Brave Bird ready and switch into Wobuffet. Wobuffet versus Skarmory is a hilarious matchup because obviously we hit neutral because the shield, the steel and the flying cancel out against the counter damage. But neither return nor mirror coat actually do any damage of note because it resists both. So as you can see, kablam! Look how much damage that didn't do. Anyway, but if you look closely, you'll see the counter damage is starting to add up here, and they are throwing Sky Attack. That's not doing actually all that much damage either. So actually, this is a solid matchup for us, despite the fact that both our charge moves are resisted. In comes Meganium. Oh, and they switched log Meganium. That was brave. Now, we can be pretty confident here that whatever Meganium throws we resist, but we do have to respect that Frenzy Plant does actually do quite a lot of damage regardless. So we're going to build up to a Brave Bird, and, well, basically full 100 energy, and then throw the Aerial Ace. And be 1 move away from a Brave Bird before eating a Foul Play, which will take us out. How inconvenient. I think that's them taking me out entirely. But we're going to throw away Mirror Coat anyway, despite the fact that they super resist that, and it does next to nothing. Anyway, there we go. Good game, well played. Yeah, I think I made a mistake there with the switching. So it goes. Roserade into Jellicent. So, good start to us. Obviously we hit them for super effective with the grass. And we can just go straight into Grass Knot. We build up to 5 moves there because that threatens the Leaf Storm. That's the new move on Roserade, which is actually doing a huge amount of damage, whereas Grass Knot just does quite a lot. And by doing that, we've telegraphed the Leaf Storm, and hopefully they're counting moves and realise we can't possibly be at another one by now, and therefore might be baiting again. Nope, they're not going to let the grass move land. Oh well, never mind. Still, we shield the Ice Beam here because we can't afford to let that land. But now they've got the shields down, we are in a good position to land this Grass Knot. So we're just going to get a couple of moves in of Energy Farm, because we know they can't get to an Ice Beam just yet. It's 5 hexes to an Ice Beam. So we've got an Energy Lead here, and it's an Altaria. Now, hindsight, probably shouldn't have thrown this move, just switched immediately. It's not going to do very much, but we'll go for the switch anyway. So, Wobuffet comes in to Altaria. Altaria does have a strong matchup here, obviously it resists the counter damage. We're relying on landing returns to take it down, but they've got the shields down, and they've got a Registeel, so actually that's a bad choice on their part. They probably should have not brought the Registeel in here, because Registeel loses to Wobuffet. Because it does that with the flash cannons, and they just don't hurt enough. And what at the same time we're doing counter damage. Okay, we have taken some damage already, so it's not quite as good a position. And we did throw our fireball on our Roserade into something that resisted it. But as you can see, we've got quite a strong position actually. Maybe they're not going to take us out even now. Okay, I think people see the 1160 CP and just go, this can't possibly hurt, and then they're very wrong. So they've used their energy. It's not got much health left. Is it enough that we can get to a Weather Ball? They go for the switch immediately, so we go for the switch immediately. We did get the Bullet Seed through though, so we're now at a Weather Ball. Altaria uses Sky Attack. It hits us for neutral, but we've got a bit better position for energy, so we're just going to go straight for Brave Bird. I think actually the aerial ace might have taken them out of this range, but still, we debuff ourselves because it doesn't actually matter. Either Registeel's going to throw that move, excellent, or we're going to take them out. So it didn't really matter because the damage dealt by their lock-on isn't enough. And we're going to come in with 5 hit points left and throw that Weather Ball. Goodbye, Registeel. Cheeky close matches. Well, that's the kind we like. Right, Roserade into Beedrill. Someone's showcased this recently because this is the second one we've seen in these two sets. Normally I don't see it that often. Anyway, so Beedrill's coming in. We're going to throw Weather Balls at it because it doesn't like those fireballs. Their poison damage is neutral, their bug damage is going to hurt. So we shield the X-Scissor. We do outpace them quite considerably though, so that's okay. We're just going to farm up a little bit more energy with the Weather Ball in case they don't shield, and that'll give us an energy lead. But they do shield, so okay, we're going to shield as well. And because we've got the energy lead here, we can actually do quite a lot of damage. However, our health is getting a bit low, and they switch beautifully to the Deoxys. Okay, so well played, that was good, but we do still have our flying type in the back, so we're going to build up to another fireball and bring out the Wobuffet. We didn't have time to get to a Grass Knot stored, and actually I think there's a reasonable chance there's a Steel in the back, so we want the fireball anyway. So this is where we get the Wobuffet versus Deoxys face off, and usually this wins from a straight start, but obviously sometimes there's some damage dealt, sometimes the IVs are a bit different. So it doesn't always work out that way. And also Thunderbolt obviously is different to Rock Slide. But another one coming in. Bit of a snooze fest this, because obviously they're both bulky and they both resist each other's fast moves. However, we do have the monkey power of return on our side. Kerblam! Goodbye, Deoxys. Come back, Beedrill. Let me get to Mirror Coat. No. They obviously know I've got a Psychic move, because otherwise they try and farm us down. In comes the X-Scissor, and the Roserade can come back in and throw the Weather Ball. And you're toast. Immediately go to... Oh, okay, good call on the switch there. This Whiscash is probably going to build to a Blizzard. And we just about got to the Brave Bird, but I don't think it's enough. And yeah. Good game, well played. If they'd been slightly slower on the switch, we'd have got to that Brave Bird and taken out the Whiscash. Still, Roserade into Swampert. Really strong start for it. And in comes Sableye. Okay. Again, Sableye is really popular recently as well. I've gone for ages, not for barely seeing it, and now I'm seeing it almost every match. Well, certainly every set. Okay, Foul Play comes in with Shield. We're just going to go for a full farm down here, I think. Because if we shield the Foul Plays, the Shadow Claws are double resisted. So they do us very, very little damage. It gives us a nice big pile of energy. And the health low enough that dropping an Air Release on them now should get them to let it go through. Yep. In comes Scarm. So we're just going to go straight into building up some energy and throw the Brave Bird. Well, they're going to Sky Attack first. We're going to return with the Brave Bird. Yep. And see if they want to let that land. No, they do not. Okay, fair enough. Build up some more energy and go down. Wobuffet Skarmory. Okay, so they're taking a bit of health damage and we're lagging. Ugh. Incoming Brave Bird. It's probably the right call here, but obviously they've switched to Swampert and we're going to throw our little fireballs just because they can't afford not to shield this and go for a Grass Knot. Now, is this a Sludge Wave? It's probably a Sludge Wave, isn't it? Yep, Roserade's very, very squishy, so the Sludge Wave does in fact take us out. Or if it's left to try and carry the day, I don't think it's going to manage it. As you can see, this team does quite well, but when it goes wrong, it just goes very wrong. The reason top meta stuff is top meta stuff, and neither Roserade nor Pidgeot are in the top meta. But still, that was reasonable. Bit disappointing, actually. Oh, Simultaneous KO on the Swampert. Okay. But still has Scum in the back, so good game, well played. Right. Another Sableye lead. Okay. Lots of those. So we're building up, going straight into... Okay, I'm going to shield. We're going to go into the Weather Ball just because we've now got the 5 bullets he's needed to threaten a Leaf Storm, and we get the shield, so that's good. And I'm going to follow up with the Grass Knot just to see if they want to give us a shield lead. Seems they do not. Excellent. So, in comes Scarm, and we're going to get to Weather Ball just... Yes, excellent. So, this will pressure their shields. It won't take Scarm out, obviously, but it will do quite a noticeable amount of damage. They can have that energy, take us down. In comes the Wobuffet. Right, so, neutral damage against Scarm. It's just going to soak up that flying damage. No shields, we're just going to let it go. It's almost not worth throwing the energy, actually. Just save it up on the Mirror Coat, but we do still need that chip damage, just because of how little counter does, even when we're hitting it for neutral. So we're going to throw the return. We farmed to 100, so we may as well empty our tank and still not take it out and get a bit of farm in here. And obviously let the Sky Attack land. Our health will be quite low, but we'll have some energy lead, so that's okay. And maybe we'll see the Sableye come in? No, actually, interesting, okay. Meganium. Reasonable chunk off from Meganium. Oh, sorry. Obviously took out Sableye already. At this point, it's Meganium versus Pidgeot. There's nothing they can do. No, I don't even need to shield here. Frenzy Plant. And obviously they've got shield left, but it's not going to matter because Gust does a lot of damage. Gust is a clone of Confusion, but obviously the stats of Pidgeot is a bit more favourable for the actual damage dealing rather than just being a bulky tank like Hypno is. So there you go. It's a bit of a silly team. I hope you enjoyed that. I thought it was quite fun. I'm not sure I'd really recommend it, I have to say. But I am quite liking Pidgeot in Remix Cup. It's playing quite well, just in a alternative to Mandibuzz and Altaria that isn't horribly vulnerable to Charm, which is obviously what I'm seeing at the moment. Is an awful lot of teams have Charmers on them, and that's a real nuisance. So there you go. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that, and have a good day.